A person who is sleeping outside his hut in Sundarbans, a tiger has entered the village, it has walked past that man, it has got into the cow shed or a goat shed, lifted the goat and gone back. Life in Sundarban landscape for a tiger is very difficult. So whatever comes its way, it thinks that it's its prey. So it goes after a human being.
It's coming back to us that we destroyed the forest, we destroyed the wildlife, hence the wildlife is coming to us because obviously they have nowhere to go. Tigers are only found in Indian subcontinent.
Yes. Actually, tiger is part of India. Tiger is India. Sundarban is on the global map because of tigers. It is the tigers which bring pride to Bengal because when you talk about tigers, automatically the word Bengal connects to it.
Recently, there have been cases about stray animals attacking humans. So, what is your take on it? Like, why is it happening all of a sudden?
I would say there has been a bit of mismanagement from managing community animals. As the Mahatma had said, the quality of a society reflects on how the community animals or an animal is treated in that society. The society has two parties. One is the Buddha party, that is us, and one is the Bacha party.
Right.
So the Buddha party has almost failed everything. The Buddha party is the root cause of all the tamasha that is going on. We need to understand that there is no planet B. If we have to secure our future generation, if we want to leave back a secured planet for them, then we must act now.
Sir, Save the Tiger movement has been always there. But there has been, like, in the past years, corporates have gotten involved. So do you feel that they just got involved for their own benefits, like for their own sake? Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Nimbu Mirchi Podcast. Today, I'm your host. My name is Shashtivari, and we are going to step into the wild. We have today with us Joydip Kundu. Sir, it's an honor to share this room with you. Recently, you and your wife have been awarded the biggest wildlife conservation award. How did the journey start?
Well, this year we complete 30 years in wildlife conservation and also our marriage, myself and Shuchandra. We have been honored with the Sanctuary Award this year. In fact, last December. It was a huge, acknowledgement for our work. And thanks to Mr. Bittu Sehgal, who has been instrumental in shaping us up. When we talk about starting as wildlife campaigners, the first name that comes to our mind is late Mr. Fateh Singh Rathore, who is known as the father of Ranthambore. He is such a forester, a legendary forester and a wildlife person who has been instrumental in grooming us up. He was the one who motivated us, and he was always, he insisted that we start our own organization, and that is how we started SHER. SHER is, in full form, it's Society for Heritage and Ecological Researches. So SHER was set up by a group of like-minded friends. Like we had Pinaki Rai, we had Kumkum Ghosh, we had Kaushik Banerjee, we had Shogato Mitro, we had Opu Bandopadhyay. And then as we embarked on the journey of SHER, we roped in a couple of other friends who have now become integral part of SHER, like Dr. Priyankar Pal, who is now the working president of SHER. Then we have Dr. Devika Pal. Then we have Animesh Bhaduri, who is a renowned actor. So these people over the years have supported us, have worked with us, and they have given myself and Shuchandra all the free hand to do whatever we want to, and all the support we have got from them, we are extremely grateful to them. Now we must also, I must mention Dr. Pradeep Vyas, who has been one of the most phenomenal forest officers of our state, West Bengal. He is retired now, and he has actually the name SHER has been given by him.
So he coined the name.
Yes. And Dr. Vyas has been a constant driving force behind us, because in every step that we have been taking, the activities that we have been doing, there have not been a single thing that we have not bounced the idea with him, or he hasn't given us a new idea, a new avenue how we should move. So he has been a big inspiration for us, Dr. Pradeep Vyas. And of course, Mr. Bittu Sehgal, that I mentioned before also. Uh, through his magazine Sanctuary Asia, we have been working with them for quite some time now. It is almost, I guess, 20 plus years now. We have been collaborating on a program called Kids for Tigers.
Kids for Tigers.
Yes, Kids for Tigers. It is basically a tiger awareness conservation program for school children.
Wow, that's really
Yes,
nice.
and pan India, the program reaches to over 2 lakh of children, and it reaches out to more than, say, 350 to 400 schools. And in Kolkata and its suburbs, this year, in fact, we reached out to almost 91 schools. So this is a huge program, and with every passing year, we are trying to increase or expand the program and rope in and as many children possible. And when we talk about this program, we not only reach out to the children, we actually reach out to the teachers who are integral part of the program, because without the teachers, without the school administration, without the school heads, we cannot actually penetrate the program into the school or involve the school.
True, sir. And I think once you reach a child, you also reach their family.
Exactly. I was coming to that, because once you reach the child, you are automatically reach out to the parents as well. So it's actually like a spider web.
So a spider web of goodness and awareness.
Yes, absolutely.
So, sir, so how difficult was this journey for you?
As I was telling you, it seems to be very easier, or it seems to be a cakewalk for.
Yeah, the way you're saying it feels like next morning I woke up and I started this journey.
It is just the opposite, because it is very, very, very difficult. Because
sure, sir.
First and foremost, the obstacle that we face is from the people around us. I'm very sorry to say that there are a lot of people with lot of ego, lot of, what would I say, they think that they are the only people who can help us. They think that they are above everything, or whatever they are doing it just as a sort of a what should I say, as if कोई कुछ भीख दे रहा है, कुछ एहसान कर रहा है. तो ये लोग तो है इस सोसाइटी में. तो these type of people, but there will be good people also. If there are 5 bad people, then there are 200 good people who come forward and support you. We have over the years, we have got support from huge number of people, and we have been doing a lot of crowdfunding as well. People from even abroad have helped us over the years. Whatever means, whatever has been done from them, we are grateful to each one of them who have helped us from all over the world.
So, sir, the success of SHER, we all know it's a very successful organization, and you and your organization has saved millions, like not millions, but numerous numbers of tigers. So whom do you think that, why, like how did this success happen? Like from where did it happen?
See, first I would like to correct you on that. We have done nothing.
Okay, sir.
So this is what I told when we were given the award at Sanctuary Award, that we also are confused whether we have done at all anything or not. Because what we have done is that which is nothing in compared to what is required. If had we been successful, the word successful, then I think there would have been magic all over. Because this is such a thing, conservation cannot be achieved in isolation. We have always been saying that. Each and every individual, each and every organization, each and every agency, all the governments, be it the central government, be it the state government, be it all the institutions, everybody has to do their part. Everybody has to collaborate. Everybody has to come together. Situation at this point of time is not that we can afford to create any difference between us, to be very frank. The situation demands, the current scenario demands that we all come together with all our power, with all our capabilities, unite and do something for Mother Nature. It's that simple. Because we need to understand that there is no planet B.
True. There's no
Whatever
plan.
we leave back for our next generation, whatever, people are thinking that we are leaving back hefty bank balances for them. We are securing a good future for them by placing them in good, jobs or business, but that is not a solution. Climate change today is a reality, and we cannot afford to ignore that.
True.
If we have to secure our future generation, if we want to leave back a secured planet for them, then we must act now.
Now is the
And
time.
yes, now is the time, and that is why I want each and everybody to collaborate and come together and do their part.
Sir, I have this one question for you. Why save the tiger and not any other species?
This is a question which many have asked me. It is not about saving the tiger. It is actually, tiger represents the entire biodiversity, the entire ecosystem. Being the apex predator, tiger is on top of the food chain, as you know. So when we talk about tiger, we talk about the entire ecosystem, saving the entire forest, entire biodiversity. It starts from an ant or maybe even a smaller insect till the megafauna like an elephant. When the forest is protected, when the ecosystem is safe, so
Yes, sir.
automatically, so save the tiger is just a sort of a to give it a, since tiger is our national animal. So when you talk about tiger, and tiger is undoubtedly the most charismatic animal on this planet. Nothing is more beautiful than a tiger. I can have a fight with anybody who wants to debate me. So when we talk about saving the tiger, we are talking about saving the entire ecosystem. It's that simple.
Sir, also one interesting fact which I got to know, that tigers are only found in Indian subcontinent.
Yes. Actually, tiger is part of India. Tiger is India.
Tiger is India. Wow, it's
Yes.
such a beautiful
Tiger
quote for
is India
tiger
because
is
it actually represents the entire culture of the country.
entire culture of the country.
See,
Yeah.
that is the reason we actually get to see, and tiger is the most adaptable animal on this planet, probably, because tigers are they can survive on the snow line. They can survive in the mangroves of Sundarban. They can survive in the deserts of Ranthambore, like weather where you have 50-51 degrees centigrade. They can survive everywhere.
Wow.
They are surviving down south in the southern part of India. So tigers are capable of adapting like anything. So that is one thing that why tiger represents India.
Wow, sir. Sir, and from where does this love for tigers sprouted in you?
To be very frank, my wife Suchandra,
Okay,
we
sir.
started our journey as photographers. We
Hmm.
still take photographs. A lot of photography we do. We are associated with a very popular brand also. So we started as photographers. Then finally we gradually we realized that the photographs we are taking of the subjects, those subjects will no longer be around.
Ah,
So then what is the point in just clicking pictures and keeping them or restoring them? It is time we should do something for the subjects, for wildlife, since we started as wildlife photographers. So one thing we believe, that no photograph is ever worth sacrificing the well-being of the subject.
wow.
So that is why we started, and we gradually moved into conservation. As you said, that my wife Suchandra, she started the entire process of getting into conservation, and gradually both of us, and she's now the wildlife warden of Kolkata as well.
Wow, that's
She is
such a
very active,
respect. Yeah.
and she is doing a lot of writing also. She's doing trying to put up some projects together as well.
Wow, sir. So it's so enlightening to know all of these things, that how if you save a tiger, you save the ecosystem, and tiger is India. There's something that I would also take back home today. But talking about Save the Tiger, there was this one movement, right, which started Save the Tiger. Like this movement was always there. But there has been, like, in the past years, corporates have gotten involved. So do you feel that they just got involved for their own benefits, like for their own sake?
There is a both side to that question.
Okay, sir.
The answer has both sides. One is, if a corporate comes, takes particular mileage out of it and then vanishes off, it is actually a bad thing.
Hmm.
But then there are good sides as well, because when one corporate involves, that inspires others to come in, and that has actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a gentleman, Mr. B. Sridhar, who owns a shipping company, and his shipping company emblem is a tiger. The mascot of the company is a tiger. So what he did was that, since he wanted to do something for the tiger, he actually supported Sundarbans. He actually supported our campaign in Sundarbans, which we collaborated with Sanctuary. We had a campaign called Bagh Bachao in Sundarbans.
Bagh Bachao.
Yeah, the campaign was called Bagh Bachao. It was actually unveiled at Kolkata's town hall with a gathering of 2,500 people. It was a huge campaign that we did for 4-5 years. It continued. So this is how one corporate also inspires others. But if some corporate comes in with some specific agenda of taking the mileage or an advantage from the campaign and then vanishes off without any sort of a reason and all that, that is bad. But then, as I said, it has two ends.
It has two ends. And so what is your take on it? Like, when they vanish, so do you feel, because you are you work at the ground level, right? So you have seen everything. You're the one who's working on the grassroots level, like from scratch. So how do you feel about this thing, that they take away all the limelight and everything?
This is a very practical question, and we have been through this. Suppose we are running a particular campaign, which company A is supporting us at Sundarbans, and we are going around to people with the name of that company who is supporting SHER or some other any NGO who is going around with the name of that particular company, and the people they are gaining confidence on that brand. When they are just about to realize, or they are started understanding the campaign, and they are gradually gaining confidence on the campaign. They are starting listening to us. And if somewhere in between that particular supporting company, that corporate vanishes off, and the campaign crashes down, then it's a bad name for the
Right.
NGO or whoever is implementing that. So all the corporates, we want to tell them through this adda that we are having right now, that aap aiye, you are welcome. You must come as part of the corporate social responsibilities. You must come. You must support conservation. You must support environment issues. But please stick to it and make sure that as much as possible we can do on the field to gain confidence of the local people or the stakeholders who actually mean to that particular landscape.
Right. Okay, so talking about tigers, let's talk about our Royal Bengal tigers. So what is the need to conserve our Sundarban Royal Bengal tigers?
When you say it simple, when you save the tiger, you save the mangrove ecosystem. And why saving the mangrove ecosystem is the main question. The question is that mangroves are shield. The mangrove ecosystem acts as a shield to all the surges, the tsunamis, the cyclones, everything. The mangrove ecosystem acts as a barrier, as a shield, which actually protects the entire South 24 Parganas, including the city of Kolkata. When cyclones lashes out into the southwest Bengal, it is the mangroves of Sundarban that acts as a shield. And if we don't have the mangrove ecosystem, if you don't have the natural barrier, the shield, then automatically these cyclones will devastate the entire South Bengal.
True.
So, and if we don't have the Sundarban tigers in the landscape, then humans are prone to devastation. Humans are prone to cutting down trees. Humans are prone to what should I say, devastating forests.
True.
So it is fear of the tiger. Tigers are in fact protecting the mangroves. So everything is linked. It's like a chain.
Hmm.
Now, when you talk about Sundarban tigers, you should also know that the mangrove ecosystem of Sundarban is identical to what we have in Bhitarkanika in Odisha. The mangrove ecosystem of Odisha or Bhitarkanika is identical to that like Sundarbans. The only difference is that tiger is not present in Odisha. And it is only because of the tigers in Sundarban that everybody is talking about Sundarban tigers or Sundarbans. Sundarban is on the global map because of tigers. It is the tigers which bring pride to Bengal. Because when you talk about tigers, automatically the word Bengal connects to it.
True.
So as a Bengali, I am very proud that whenever the word tiger is actually it is pronounced around at any part of the globe, automatically the word Bengal comes connected to it. So there are a lot of things that are interconnected. It is the culture, the security, it's the protection, everything is connected to the word tiger. And so Bengal tigers are the most important, and we should do everything possible under the sun to save it.
So true, sir. I don't think that before this I would have thought of tigers as protectors of the ecosystem of Sundarban. So now I myself am very grateful for them to exist. And it is true that Royal Bengal tiger is majestic in all its glory. It's extremely beautiful. Okay, sir, apart from tiger, what other species, wildlife species you have worked on?
Well, we are working on the mitigation of human and elephant conflicts in South Bengal. In many areas of South Bengal, you must be reading in newspapers and other medias also. The herds of elephant come and they actually have a lot of conflicts with the local people. In places like, say, Bankura, places like Kharagpur, many places. There are in 7 to 9 districts, forest divisions of West Bengal, Southwest Bengal. There are conflicts between humans and elephants. So we are doing a lot of activities over there. We are trying to educate people how to stay away when there is a herd of elephant moving, and what they should do. The do's and don'ts, basically, we are trying to educate them on in a very simple format. And the Forest Department of West Bengal is supporting us on that as well. And then we have done one phenomenal work in the Hooghly district some 3-4 years back. There are a lot of conflicts with snakes in the paddy fields with farmers.
So, what is the relation between the snakes and
Let me tell you, snakes actually they exist. A lot of snakes exist in the paddy fields, and during the farming season, they have a lot of conflicts with the farmers. When they work in the fields, a lot of snake bite happens, and that takes away a lot of human life, and also many snakes are also killed by humans. So what we did, we initiated a pilot project a few years back when we distributed sets of gumboots and leather gloves to the farmers when they use them in the working in the paddy fields. This actually is a protection from snake bites. So this is a pilot project that we have done, and we want to expand that thing as well. So this is just one example of what we are trying to do. We are trying to do our campaign. We are trying to help the fishing cats. By the way, fishing cats are the state animal of West Bengal. Very few people know that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, fishing cats is another magnificent species that we have in, and the state animal of West Bengal, as I said, is fishing cat. So people there are a lot of conflicts with fishing cats as well, because they take away fishes from the ponds. They go after the household, the poultry. They go after the poultry livestock. So fishing cats are killed by people, and we are working with a group called Howrah Jela Jautho Poribesh Moncho. These people are very active in working in the district of Howrah, which has a lot of fishing cat population. And so we are working with them. We are trying to support them with whatever resources we have. So this is how we are collaborating with other NGOs that I was talking to in the first part of our
Conversation.
Adda. Yes. that we need collaborations, like we are working with Howrah Jela Jautho Poribesh Moncho, and we are also trying to support many individuals who are conservationists, and they are trying to do their bit in many parts. Somebody is trying to save the fishing cat, somebody is trying to save the jungle cats, somebody is trying to do some activities with the snakes, somebody is trying to do their things with otters, then with civet cats. So these are the lesser species that we call them. So we are trying to mitigate the conflicts with humans.
Sir, could you please emphasize on the importance of having wildlife? I think we as humans have forgotten their importance.
See, wildlife has traditionally existed with us, humans. The only difference that has come up is that we have become very intolerant. This is how I would say the society has actually degraded, because traditionally we had wildlife, we have coexisted with tigers, we have coexisted with elephants, humans have coexisted with other wildlife. But now people have becoming so self-centered, selfish, and intolerant towards animals. This is a plight, actually, and this actually gives us a lot of pain. People and the generations which are coming up, they need to be educated more. When in front of a child, when the parents or the elder ones, they beat up a civet cat and beat up till death, and when the child sees it, is it a positive thing that the child watches, or is it a positive lesson that the child gets? No. So these are the small things. Like we always we tend not to use bad languages in front of children. Why? Because we don't want them to learn that.
Yeah, true.
We don't want them to adopt that. So in the same way, if we do such acts which gives them a wrong sort of a lesson of life, then it is bad. It is our generation who should take the responsibility of that.
Sir, as you said that engaging the younger generation is very crucial in this program altogether. So how do you make the message very relatable so that, every one of us, like from my generation, can relate to your cause, and, together we can come and collaborate to help you out?
See, basically the society has two parties. I'm not talking about political parties. The society has two parties. One is the Buddha party, that is us, and one is the Bacha party.
Right.
So the Buddha party has almost failed everything. As all the thing that we have been discussing so far, you can easily make out the Buddha party is not doing good. The Buddha party is the root cause of all the tamasha that is going on. So it is actually the Bacha party that needs to be motivated. And that is what we are trying to do, as we are working with so many schools. And apart from schools also, we do a lot of activities, and we are investing a lot of time, energy, resource on bachas, on the children, because they are the only hope.
Right, sir.
So
Children are
because
the future.
if we can put the right thing into their mind, because they are ultimately going to take charge of the society, of the world. So if we can educate them, sensitize them in the proper track, and keep them on the proper track, then ultimately we have only hope to save this planet.
Right, sir.
So we should, by all our means, everybody should actually work towards enriching the lives of the ones who are growing up to be tomorrow, to become
sir.
tomorrow.
True, sir. So if we enrich the today's generation, the future of wildlife, and altogether the ecosystem will be protected.
It is just not about wildlife. When I talk about enriching the life of the young ones, it is actually enriching tomorrow's society. And when the society will be responsible, when the society will have a better value of life, they will know what life is, what good is and what bad is, automatically everything will survive.
True, sir. This is the food for thought today.
Yes.
Would you like to debunk one of these common misconceptions that people have about tiger conservation?
Again, this is a very good question. I would love to answer this. Everywhere there is a misconception that all Sundarban tigers are man-eaters. which they are not. I repeat, all Sundarban tigers are not man-eaters, period. The reason behind is that we have examples, we have instances when a person who is sleeping outside his hut in Sundarban, a tiger has entered the village, it has walked past that man, it has got into the cow shed or a goat shed, lifted the goat and gone back without harming the human being. So there is no such thing that a tiger of Sundarban is a habitual man-eater.
So from where did this
No,
misconception come?
I'll come on that.
Hmm.
When a human being enters the forest, the human being becomes one of the preys of the tiger automatically, because the tiger sees the deer as its prey, it sees the wild boar as its prey, it sees the human which is walking on the mud flat or moving around in the creeks as the prey. Life of the tigers in Sundarban is very, very difficult. Very difficult. Getting food for them is a challenge, because the landscape of Sundarban, when I say this thing, when people who have been to Sundarban several times, have crisscrossed the landscape, I'm sure will agree with me that life in Sundarban landscape for a tiger is very difficult. So whatever comes its way, it thinks that it's its prey. Since it's a challenge for the tiger to pick up food, so it goes after a human being. So, but Sundarban tigers are not habitual man-eaters.
So it's basically it's coming back to us that we
Yes.
destroyed the forest, we destroyed the wildlife, hence the wildlife is coming to us because obviously they have nowhere to go. Sir, you have addressed wildlife concerns, but now I want to talk about domestic animal and human conflict. Recently, there have been cases about stray animals attacking humans. So, what is your take on it? Like, why is it happening all of a sudden?
Well, community animals, I must say, is part of our life. Every society deserves to have community animals in it, because we cannot imagine a life where the city will be without any community animals like dogs or cats. But yes, because traditionally community animals have been part of us. Even in the Mahabharata, there is a community dog. So, but I would say there has been a bit of mismanagement from managing community animals, and that has been a major reason why there are cases of conflicts. It is not that dogs are, they tend to actually do any sort of a damage to people, but there are good and bad in every aspect, as you know, as we have discussed earlier also. So there is, as I said, there is a bit of a mismanagement somewhere, where the number of community animals that are increasing, that needs to be managed in a humane way. I must underline that part. And then I think these sort of conflicts will come down. And as far as people's approach or people's behavior towards community animals, particularly dogs, should also be addressed, because there have been numerous incidents, as you also mentioned, that where animals are not being treated properly.
True.
As the Mahatma had said, the quality of a society reflects on how the community animals or an animal is treated in that society. This
Very
is
true, sir.
Mahatma Gandhi had said this thing. So again, the level of tolerance must be addressed, and we cannot afford to be intolerant to animals. We need to think that they are also part of this society as we
Yes.
are.
True. Because I think now humans have become very selfish.
Yes.
Like you address it, we have become so self-centered that we don't really give animals their space. Sir, nowadays poaching is a big threat to wildlife. So, what is your take on it?
Well, poaching is definitely a big threat to wildlife. Poaching is being tried. Everybody is trying to address it in the strongest possible way. There are laws that has been passed there. But implementation of law, I would say, is a bit sort of in a weak state. The implementation of wildlife law must be strengthened and implemented very strongly. But I would add to it that it is not only poaching which is the threat to wildlife, it is the destruction of habitat, which is
The bigger threat.
it is even worse than poaching. It is sort of a double barrel attack. There is a double barrel to the gun. The guns are pointed to the wildlife. One barrel is the poaching, another barrel is habitat loss. And the rate of habitat loss that we are having, not only in our country but also worldwide, is it will wipe out many species. And we only talk about the megafauna when we talk about the elephants, the rhinos, the tigers, and we don't talk about the small species. As I was mentioning, we don't talk about fishing cats. We don't talk about civets. There are so many insects that are of utmost necessary in the ecosystem. In the they are integral part of the biodiversity, but they are getting extinct because of habitat loss. And then the climate change. It is because of the climate change everything is changing its course. The life of birds are getting threat. We are concentrating on sighting of birds. How many people have sighted how many number of species of birds? We are concentrating on that. We are becoming bird watchers. We love bird watching, but we don't address the habitat loss.
Right.
When a tree next to my house is being chopped down, it is not only the life of the tree that is being smashed. It is life of so many birds who were nesting on that tree. Life of so many insects that were dependent on that tree. That tree by itself is an ecosystem. So when you are cutting down that tree, when a tree next to my house is being chopped down, and when I am keeping mum on that, I am committing a crime. That is what I feel.
My God, sir. It's just so eye-opening that one small action can lead to so many things we just don't realize.
Yes.
So how do you think that law and regulation that we have got into the conversation, how can this can be strengthened, and what are the loopholes you think in the system which is leading to such
it is
scenario?
the enforcement of law is the administrative part, as you know. So I'm sure the administration at a point will take this up very seriously. And when I was talking about the environment, I should also say that if the COVID, the two seasons of COVID that we had, if we have not taken a lesson from COVID, then we are in deep soup. People with a huge amount of money in the pocket, in their banks, everywhere, ran around to get a cylinder of oxygen.
True.
And we have forgotten that. So that can again come back to us. And God forbids if it comes back again with more power, with more devastating aspects, or what should I say, points, then I don't know where we will end up.
True.
So we have not taken a lesson from COVID, because oxygen cannot be produced in the industries. Had it been produced, then there had been so many lives lost in front of us. Padmasri P.K. Sen, who was director of Project Tiger, he didn't get adequate oxygen support and he died during COVID. He was a legendary forest officer. So this is one example. I have lost a friend called Nupur. She has lost her life to COVID. And we have all experienced a horrible time during COVID, and we have not taken a lesson. We are again taking environment
very casually.
Very casually.
True, sir. I think it was Amphan which made me realize that when nature is at its wildest, that is when we realize that we can't do anything. We must surrender, and it's all the guilt which we carry.
Can you imagine there were places in city of Kolkata which were out of power for 7 days,
Sir,
9 days?
yes, sir.
Just
It was.
imagine.
It was. So I live on VIP Road, Joda Mandir VIP Road.
Okay,
So that area was flooded till here,
just imagine.
and we couldn't get out of our house for like almost 2-3 days. There was no electricity for like I think 6-7 hours, which is very less compared to most of the other places. But it was so devastating. The banyan tree in botanical garden was almost destroyed. So it's just sad, and I don't know when actually we will realize that how
Now,
important it is.
just realize, had there been no mangrove shield of Sundarbans, then this Amphan devastation would have been 10, 20 times mightier.
Exactly, sir. And even Amphan did a lot of harm to the mangroves, because then
Yes,
there were not
yes.
a lot of, what I read on news was that there were not enough trees as before to protect us, because through years mangrove has protected Calcutta from so many strong cyclones.
But still, I would say that as part of the joint forest management initiative that has been taken for years by the West Bengal Forest Department in Sundarbans, the situation of mangrove forest of Sundarban is much better in comparison to the mangroves that are at Bangladesh right now.
Right.
Because people at Bangladesh have not taken things very seriously, and the protection over there is not as good as ours. And they are, I'm sure, also gearing up now. They have also realized from the loopholes that they had.
It's true, sir. It's time for us to learn and buckle up, basically. Thank you, sir, for your insights. And now that we are having this conversation, I want to talk about Durga Puja.
Oh,
Yeah. Durga Puja is not, it's not just the biggest festival in West Bengal, but it's the biggest festival in India. There's something unique, about the Durga Puja which you celebrate at your home. What is it, sir? Can you please tell us?
Ma Durga rides a tiger. As me and Suchandra both are tiger people, so in our imagination, we see our Durga coming to our home riding a tiger. And we, through our pujo, we want to give out a message that on tiger conservation as well, because with the way we decorate our Durga Pratima's Chal Chitro, the background of Ma Durga, that also has a lot of tiger figures, elephants, it has birds, it has insects, it has butterflies, everything. We use entire biodiversity, other species from the biodiversity we use to decorate. So we try to give out a message to people to come and see the beauty of the biodiversity, the components of biodiversity, as well as inspire them also if somebody else also takes away from that and does his or her own stuff from that, getting a hint out of it or getting an inspiration or a motivation out of it, that would be more, fulfilling for us. So this is one part. And over the years, our pujo, for different reasons, for people who have visited our pujo, the pujo has gained a lot of popularity, and it has become a place where people from many sectors of the society, they come, they bond together, and we try to create a platform so that people can come, exchange ideas, have addas, and have meaningful addas, positive addas, and have a very good time in our puja. And you know what? Now these days our pujo, since it has become so popular, there are people who are trying to damage our pujo as well.
What?
Because out of no reason they are developing ego and jealousy over our pujo, and they are trying to create obstacles of our barir pujo. So there are many, but I'm sure their evil minds will be crushed by Ma Durga, because she's the best at crushing evil.
True.
Let us see what happens.
Thank you, Joydeep sir, for sharing your success, struggles and stories with us. To our listeners, every effort comes with a quest to preserve the beauty and balance of this planet. Goodbye. Let's not forget that we are part of this beautiful ecosystem, and it's our responsibility to protect it and preserve it. Because if the ecosystem is not there, we are not there.